Let's smoke you. Nehmen wir.
Gut. Ja, ich kenne mich aus mit dem Audiokram hier.
Und damit...
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cardistry Experience Podcast. And it is the very special 10th episode, the anniversary episode, which means
Let's go.
we have our very first guest on, except Bruno, but Bruno is part of the team. Jarne Albrecht, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Nick. I'm not part of the team, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, he is obviously, but I mean, Bruno. We had Bruno on. Which episode was that? Was it?
It was like the third or something. It was right after the event.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So in theory, Jarne actually is our first official guest. So big welcome, applause to him.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Can you maybe edit?
Amazing. And
edit
so,
a bit more applause in there so it sounds a bit better than this.
We have a whole audience here.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
I'm a bit sick today. I'm just gonna say sorry for that. I'm gonna be coughing a lot, and I'm gonna sip some tea. But to erase our spirits, as a little bit of an icebreaker, I've brought you guys some gifts. So if you catch, so everybody gets a good rune. You can open that up, and there's one for each of you in there.
Wow.
My good friends from Belgium.
That's crazy.
So this is vegan.
What kind of drugs are
Wow. We are in the Netherlands, by the way. That's actually something to mention. Nick and Jarne just visited me. We're here at my place.
Mattis?
As you may have noticed, we have
It's probably not easy to notice because
a new great studio setup.
Yeah.
It's a different one than the last time. But this is even better. It's a better setup. So we are, it's pretty wild. I have my own kind of thing going on. Jarne and Mattis are sitting on the bed. It's a very cramped room. But yeah, so let's try these, guys. Have a bite.
I'll take the whole thing.
Oh, Jarne is going for it. Jarne is going for it right away.
Wow. They're nice.
Jarne's teeth aren't happy right now. His Zahnschmelz.
My father would be disappointed.
Very disappointed.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is actually, it's quite a wild thing. So it's made out of, it's like a chocolate, but it's made out of not only the bean of the cocoa, right? But also the fruit. So usually they scoop out the seeds and use that, and the rest is discarded. But there they also use the fruit meat. The Fruchtfleisch, sagt man fruit meat?
I don't think so.
The fruit meat.
The Fruchtfleisch.
The Fruchtfleisch. They use the Fruchtfleisch.
Now we know everything about chocolate manufacturing.
Exactly, that's it. So this is a very special thing. I thought I'd bring some.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, and so, Mattis, why don't you introduce our guest Jarne to all of our friends and listeners who haven't heard about him yet.
Yes. So first of all, if you missed everything about Jarne so far, then you missed a lot.
Yep.
As Nick said, it is the 10th episode, so we have something very special. We asked you guys to recommend things we should do for the 10th episode, and Christian suggested something that we should make our own song or something. That didn't happen, but we have a special guest here. So this
who's
is
actually a musician, so it might be Christian.
Yes.
If you maybe Christian, you can give us some ideas, maybe like a BPM.
I could actually produce like a Cardistry XP intro jingle.
That would be pretty wild. I mean, the thing is, you should be careful with that, because we did have kind of a mutiny going on which was led by Bruno. He wanted to get rid of our original intro song.
Yeah.
And then we had a vote, and I think 3 out of 4 people who voted in that vote decided that we should keep the original.
Yeah.
So, this is a loaded topic in the Cardistry Experience podcast community. So be careful.
3 out of 4 people.
If you think you're up for the challenge, then you're very welcome to try and win them over with your new track.
75%.
Yeah,
Wow.
75%.
You can also present the new song to us on stage at the event, maybe.
Play it live.
Christian will be happy.
I take my keyboard.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Jarne is not only a great musician, as you just learned about him, but he is actually, for me personally, he has been like a big part of my whole cardistry journey. So, for example, I think every video that I ever filmed is basically filmed by you, except for like some rounds in the CDC when I was on tour or when I was home. But like every bigger video that I ever made was made by him. Some of the music in the videos was made by him. in one video, or also 1901,
Oh my God.
and
I
Prestige.
participated.
So
And Prestige.
in 2 videos, you also see him do his great moves. I've always, when I made some videos, made some stuff, I always worked together with him for a while.
Since like the actual beginnings, like since your first solo video ever.
Yeah.
The guy in the flesh. Yep. Great to have him here. So we are going to actually play a bit of a game, I guess, right? Or do we have anything else that we want to get through in the beginning?
Let's tell our listeners a bit what will happen later, so that they keep watching. And
What will happen later, Mattis? I don't know.
we have some crazy news about what's going on in Cardistry. Some crazy new deck releases, some controversies. I'm not sure what I'm talking about, but there will be something.
There will be something. Also, we have some things to address from
Yes.
our own controversies from the last episode.
Definitely.
We might be getting
Oh
into
my
those.
Definitely, we might be getting into that. And we have some big news, big updates, what will happen at the next event. So you also don't want to miss in that. You don't want to miss in the part where we tell it, and you don't want to miss in the part where it happens at the event.
That is correct. So check.
Quick plug, buy your tickets now. Let's go.
Exactly. Check out the first link in the description. Jarne, great job. Check out the first link in the description to get your tickets to Cardistry Experience. 3 days of great fun in Hamburg, Germany, May 18th till 20th. There's just a couple tickets still available, so be fast. Be quick with it. And why should you come by? Funny that you ask, because actually we are bringing back an amazing little thing, and we would like to...
Oh, are we talking about it now?
I think we
I thought
should.
you wanted to play a game first, and
But I want to play the game which is tied to that, right?
oh, okay.
So let's get into that. Wait, let me have some tea.
So Nick, what kind of game
Alright.
is it that you have for us?
Well, I think we would have to before we do that, before we play that game. Actually, we should maybe get the big announcement out of the way, right?
What big announcement, Nick? What is happening at our next event?
Funny that you should ask. So we are actually bringing back something that I think has been an amazing value, amazing thing for the Cardistry community in the past.
What could that be?
Which has unfortunately not happened in the past, I think, 2 years, which is very unfortunate because, as I said, in my opinion, it was a great thing for the community in a whole, kind of to celebrate the best of the best each and every year, again and again, you know, and have that as a bit of Cardistry history to keep for years on. So I think some people may be able already to guess what we are talking about.
Yes.
Because what we will bring back and will be doing from this year onwards during Cardistry Experience is the Cardistry Awards.
Whoa.
Whoa, full disclosure.
That's crazy.
He said it.
To be fully honest, is obviously our spin on the original Sybil Awards by Dan and Dave Buck during Cardistry Con.
Yes.
I still remember I think the first time they ever did them too was in 2016, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I was there in Berlin. They had the amazing trophy, right? It was a basically, maybe I can find a picture of that. It was a piece of wood, very beautiful piece of wood with metal cards kind of on there, kind of having the Sybil display, right? It was a beautiful trophy, engraved, very nice. And so they had 4 categories every year where they would have the community vote on the video of the year, the deck of the year,
The move of the year, and the breakout cardist of the year.
Exactly, yes.
And additionally, they also had the Cardistry Con Championship, which was also kind of going alongside that. So they also had that as an award. But the real awards were those 4 that you just mentioned.
And so, because of the fact that Cardistry Con unfortunately hasn't continued doing these for the past 2 years, we have decided to, kind of ask around in the community and hear what people think about the idea of us bringing it back. And we've gotten some amazing feedback on that, which is why we've decided to do it. And so what we have done, and there will be specific all information about that will be on Instagram soon in official announcements. We've gotten a bit of a panel together. So we've reached out to a bunch of cardists, well-known cardists, some of the greatest cardists in the community, the most famous cardists, most accomplished cardists in the community, and have gotten their votes for the top 5 for 3 categories, which we are going to do this year. So this year we wanted to do this as a little bit of a test. So we want to try this out, see how this goes, and then do the full-on version in the next year. Because now also we're kind of a bit short on time. Mattis is studying, I have my job, right? So we have to kind of figure out a feasible way to do this, which is why for this year, it's going to work like this. There's a certain predetermined panel of people who get the opportunity to vote on 3 categories, which we are going to do this year, which is Deck of the Year, Move of the Year, and Video of the Year. They submit their votes for top 5. Out of those, we will pull the ultimate top 5 which they determined, and then we will vote upon those with the attendees of Cardistry Experience. And then we'll have a great little ceremony during Cardistry Experience, where we do the voting and announce the winners.
As you said, it was an amazing thing when CardistryCon did this, when we just had like winners for Deck of the Year, Video of the Year, Move of the Year. Those are just so big things and such a nice thing to win on. I feel like there's such a big impact in the community.
And it was just so official. You had like the official title acknowledged all across the community.
Yeah,
it's really
like
special.
When you posted something, you were hoping, oh, maybe I get to Best Cardist Alive, maybe I get to Cardistry Planet. But a lot of people could do that, but only one person each year could win these titles. So that was something really special, and that slowed down a few years ago already. That slowed down during COVID. So the last CardistryCon before COVID was 2019, and they did the awards there. But then in 2020, 2021, 2022, they had an event again. But in that year, they voted on all the categories for 3 years. So they had 3 times as many winners. And like, we were not at the con that year. It was in San Diego. But we heard that it was just a lot, and it took a long time. We watched the live stream of it, or like some videos of it, and it just took a while, and it didn't feel as special in the moment because it was just so much packed together.
Right.
It's great that they still did it in that year. I really enjoyed that we had the winners for those categories. But now this year in London, they didn't do it at all. We don't know the reasons for it. We don't know why it didn't happen. But we actually feel like something was missing, and so we wanted to take that and just start with this, bring back this great format, and we hope that we are a good place to do that, because like, we have a lot of people who will be helping with the voting, and also the judges. There are some famous people. Maybe I can name a few of the judges.
Go ahead.
So we have people like Leo Flowers. We have Trin, who won the Missing Battles, and
Kevin Ho has voted on it.
Yes.
Biz is on the board as well.
Yes, we have Darby. We have Kyle Tran.
Wong from Yang and Yahweh.
Yes.
Nikita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have some more. So you will find out more about that, about all of the judges on our Instagram, and we will post more about that, how everything works. But that's the basic plan. Like, the judges determine the top 5, and you can vote for the winners at Cardistry Experience, and then we will announce the winners at Cardistry Experience, so you will hear it first.
Exactly. And there's a super important thing that I would still like to point out, which is, as we said in the beginning, this year, this is the kind of testing stage for us to see just how we can pull this off, to kind of just get our grips with all of this, gather some feedback. The idea, the plan, which is why we are naming it Cardistry Awards. One of the things I always was, Sybil Awards, the great thing about that, it has culture, right? It is the Sybil thing. It is so cool to have it be named like the Oscars, right? I have no fucking idea why it's called the Oscars. Yeah. But it just is, right?
Yeah.
And the Sybil Awards, it's because this Sybil, right? Sybil is such an integral part of the community, of the cardistry history. But one problem I always saw is that for people who are not as invested in the community, they would probably not really understand. They would not really get that, right? If I, for example, told my mom, let's just imagine, right? I would tell her, hey, this guy won. I'm so happy that this guy I was rooting for won the Sybil Awards. Should be like, but what's the Sybil Awards? But when I would tell her, hey, he won the Cardistry Award for the best move of the year, that's right. Everybody can kind of get that, right? So the plan that we have with this is that we really want to come up with the best system to have the most fair, the most official voting procedure, to have the most representative result in the end for every year. Evaluating the best move.
That's why we also chose so many different judges from different countries, different places, different communities. We try to have a big variety in all of that. Yeah,
exactly. And I think what's super important to mention is still that obviously we have reached out to the people on the panel, right? So there's a bias in there, and then also it's our event in Germany with attendance of 50% people from Germany, right? Which a lot of people from Europe. So this year is not going to be the most representative. Just to point that out, we want to try this year this is a good way for us to just make it happen this year, get going with it and gather a lot of experience. And so the idea is for the next year and the years after that to have an online procedure, to have a solid and we can get into that in the future when it's time for that. Yes. But just again to point that out, we do know that this year it's going to be probably more Europe centered because that's just where we are based out of. But the plan is to build this into something where we improve upon the old formula, the old voting procedure, add our own spin to it, and hopefully thus achieve a scenario in which we really can get the truest representation of the community's opinion about these big prize categories. And so we thought it would be kind of fun to take a guess and to look back on the years past and to go around and try and guess who the winners were of these categories.
So for the awards from Cardistry Con.
Exactly, for the Civil Awards winners. Actually, let me take a second because I have no idea where can I find that. I guess I'm going to be the quiz master for this, and both of you guys can vote on it, all right?
Oh, okay.
I think that makes sense.
No idea, man.
So maybe in the meantime, Jarne, tell us about your meal today. What did you eat?
We've actually some nice footage of Nick and me cooking inside of his van.
Yep.
Like soup with carrots and noodles and some other stuff that I don't even know the names of.
On the gas stove.
On the gas stove, yes.
Super sketchy operation.
Inside of the van, and then Mattis came around from his lectures.
That was crazy. Like I was still in university. They were hanging around in the city center doing some stuff. And then I came back from the lecture and I knew they were at the parking lot, like where I live. And I came here, I drove by with my bike, and then I see both of them cooking inside the van. So that was a crazy experience for me.
Kannst du mir mal so eine Möhre rüberreichen? Bitte auch. Arbeitet an den Punkten, wir arbeiten an unserem Mittagessen.
Alter, Mattis, Bro.
Ja, geil, ey. Wir müssen 80 Euro Strafzettel bezahlen.
Okay, so the thing is, actually I found on Instagram.
But from all the years?
No, 2019. It's not on the website anymore.
2019. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, 2019. I can see if I can find the other ones as well.
But it should be somewhere on the website.
It's not, though. It's not.
Sad. And that's also something we really want to do. Like, there should be one place where you can find all of this information.
Exactly.
And just see what the best of the best were throughout the years.
And have it be preserved, right? Just have it be...
I can see myself in the future and you guys coming to me like, how can we make this voting website and how can we make it safe and detect malicious behaviors in the voters? And
Jarne is our IT wizard.
My responsibilities again.
He might be able to help us out with that. That'd be pretty sick, actually.
One representative space for everything that's listed. That would actually be kind of nice.
Yep, the wiki.
And maybe even to have it on multiple points, on your Instagram, on the Cardistry Experience website.
Yeah.
We don't have the problem of now Nick trying to find who was the winner when, and we don't even know where, and we can find it in a lot of places.
Yeah, and that's also what Nick said. He said, when I tell my mom about Civil Awards, they don't know. But it's also with like people getting new into cardistry. Like if you don't know that it was called Civil Awards, then you won't ever find it. But if you just Google for cardistry and you can find lists like that would be amazing. Like to have this information around.
So actually, I'm not quite able to find the...
But did you find the winners for 2019?
I do have those, yeah. So
let's do it with that.
We'll do the 2019, a quick round. So let's start off...
That's actually a year I remember stuff about, so maybe I have like a chance.
So we'll start off with the CCC, so the Cardistry Con Championship.
Yes, that one is easy, that one I know.
And we actually, though, have places 1 through 3rd.
Oh.
So give it a think.
That's good.
Think about it.
Did Lars win in this year?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That is actually correct.
Do you know the
Last
second
one.
place or?
Mattis seems pretty confident.
The second place also screened a video this year in London
Was
again.
it Salvador?
Yes.
All right, solid. Yeah, solid.
Salvador with a strong second place.
I wouldn't have known.
I remember all of Lars's videos. He chose great music for all of these videos. I still listen to some music by the same artist he used for his videos there.
Solid
Yeah.
music, definitely. Yeah.
And what Lars also did, and that's also, maybe we get into that later, but when I did CDC, the Cardistry Discord Championship,
Yeah.
I had like each round individually and posted some on Instagram, most of them on YouTube, but it was kind of all over the place. But I remembered that Lars, after winning the Cardistry Con Championship, he posted a video on YouTube containing all of his rounds. So he just tried to make it available all at one place.
Right.
And I thought that's a smart idea. Let's also do that
also
again.
did that, yeah.
And so that's what I also did. And obviously that video has way less views and stuff like that than the others because it was already out. It's nothing really new.
Yeah.
But I also thought it's just a cool place to store that. So that's something I stole from Lars. So
Yeah, that's one of the great things. Also, one of the things we often talk about, right? The problem of Cardistry not being searchable properly
Yeah.
because the Instagram just is not indexed.
yeah.
You like the Instagram posts aren't indexed on Google, right? And so you just can't find it. But if you have the collections of it on the YouTube, for example, like you also have to think about how you are gonna package that, right? But
Yeah.
I think person by person makes a lot of sense for that. Do you guys have any idea who was third place though?
I can tell you the fourth place with 100%, but I'm not really sure about the third place, or maybe I'm wrong. And
I
the
don't know.
person I have in mind was third place, but I know that Aslan did a good job in that format, and I'm pretty sure that he lost the game for third. So I'm pretty sure that Aslan is fourth, and then for third place I'm not 100% sure.
So actually, the Instagram tag of the guy who won third place is a Gaulok.
Yeah, true. Yes.
2208.
Yes, he also did great videos for that.
So, all right. Well, I guess that's a tie right now, right? You both knew the first two and didn't know the third. So let's continue on with.
You will destroy me anyway. So.
Ooh. All right. So let's continue on with the category deck of the year. Which deck could have been the deck of the year 2019? Also, guys, if you're watching this, feel free to guess, to play along, to put your guesses in the comment section if you want. I mean, you might have to be careful that you don't see if anybody puts in the correct answer, right? But I think that would be super fun to see some guesses in there. Because
Yeah.
this is one.
Or just let us know how many you guessed correctly. Like,
That works too, yeah, that works too. That
Yeah.
works too. Because I wouldn't have known, I would have had no idea for the deck of the year of this year. It's very interesting.
I believe it was something mainstream. Was it?
You guys make up your minds and then you say it out loud.
it's so difficult. I don't really like. It's also a long time ago. We're talking about 2019 right now. That's a long time ago. I was really active at Cardistry at that time, so I knew a lot about that, but I'm not sure anymore. So I know that Fontaine Futures came out at that event, so they were really hyped at the event, but it's obviously nothing that won because they voted on decks that came out before.
Yeah.
So there has to be something else, but I'm not sure which one.
I will guess Black Dots.
No way. Black dots can't win. Like the red dots were insane, but then like a recolor of that won't win.
That's what you think.
If Mattis says so, then we will have to accept that answer.
I think 2018 dots might have won, like the red dots year before. But
Yeah, possible.
2019.
Okay, Mattis, make up your mind. Make up your mind.
Oh, okay, I have something. But I'm not sure if it's the correct year. I feel like this deck was earlier, but maybe it was Lotus in hand Echo playing cards.
That's actually right. That's pretty
my
crazy.
God.
That's pretty crazy.
He knows everything.
Congrats, Mattis, man.
I had to pretend I don't know.
He's one up now.
That's pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah, and I know the breakout, so...
So Mattis pulls ahead with 1 point before Jarne. So let's do the breakout cardist of the year 2019.
Yes. I know that.
He's just so certain.
You can ask me questions about it. I can give you hints if you want to know. Like you can ask me a country and I can tell you if he's from there or not. It's a he. That's already the first thing. That wasn't surprising.
What a wonder.
Let's give Jarne 3 questions he can ask.
3 to me, but only yes or no questions.
Yeah, but just give me some general hints.
No.
I don't even know what to ask.
You can ask a region where.
Let's ask a continent.
Yeah, is he from America?
No.
Oh, including northern the USA and South America, somewhere from there?
He's not from anywhere
Oh,
that is
okay.
somehow called America. No.
Okay.
You know the guy.
Do I have to know go by region? Is he from Europe?
Yes.
Okay. I have no fucking idea, man. Can I swear on this?
Sure.
Okay, nice.
All right.
I don't even want to ask the last question.
He's not only from Europe, but he is from Germany. He was in the Cardistry Con Championship and went up against Lars in round 2.
Oh my god, how
Lost.
could Lucas.
Lucas
Lucas Rebele.
Congrats
Wow.
on winning.
Oh
Not
my
bad,
god,
though.
how could I have forgotten these videos?
Yes.
The washing machine.
The washing machine, yes.
Nice one.
That was
Yeah.
so amazing, actually.
So next up we have Video of the Year 2019.
And that's a hard one. I don't remember that one.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm a bit more knowledgeable in videos.
That might actually be,
Yeah.
yeah. Also in like guess the music thing.
Yeah.
We also did that last time at the event. I think you are way better at that
Yeah.
than me. I'm not good at
I
guessing
just
that.
automatically connect everything. I have to go through my mental catalog of when everything was
Yeah.
released.
Also trying to bundle up with the others. I know that like the time when Lucas was doing the CCC and when Echoes came out, but I don't think it was a video with Echoes. I think it was in a different direction. Might have been something from Anyone.
Yeah, I also thought anyone.
But I'm not sure what came out that year. It might be like I think that's the year maybe that Last Minute 2 came out.
Maybe it was XCM by
Oh,
Noel and
you got
Aviv?
it. You got it.
Am I
Yes,
right?
Definitely. Yes. I give you the point. I didn't know
So
that.
Jarne
Nice.
has the point. All right.
That
But
video came out at Cardistry Con 2018.
Yes.
And it,
Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, that's the correct answer. The Video of the Year for 2019 was XCM by Anyone. Point for Jarne.
Hey, man,
So
I love Noel's moves.
he would be able to pull ahead if he gets the next one right and Mattis doesn't, and then we'll have to do a tiebreaker. So guys, stay tuned for the last
Whoa.
question. Now it's going to get really interesting because the last question category is Mattis, which is the last category.
move of the move of the
Move of the year 2019. Yeah.
Oh, how is it called? I don't remember the name. I know the move, but I don't remember the name. No, what? That's crazy.
Can't even remember.
That's crazy. I know exactly, but I don't remember the fucking name.
And think hard.
Give me a hint. Give me a direction.
Do you want to guess the continent?
No, not again.
It is related to
Geography
something on
stuff.
this list already.
It is related to something on the list, definitely. Someone might have won 2 prizes in that year.
Oh,
No. No, why am I saying? Why
was it the spear move by Lucas?
Yes. But it's
So the person who gets the name right first gets the point.
it's I don't remember that. It's Chidori spear, something like that.
Spell it.
Are we doing spelling bee?
I thought about Sagittarius by Julian. I mixed that up there.
Yeah, well, I guess, I wouldn't have pronounced it the way you did, but if you
I
think
can see the
it's-
move visually in my head, but I don't remember
That's
the
what I-
exact
If you can
spelling
do
of
it,
the
you
name.
get the point. Yeah, no.
Yeah, go on. I can't.
No, I also can.
Nah.
But it's the one where he like throws
Yeah,
up
and
the
then
step.
push it back in his hand. Yeah,
Chidori spear.
Chidori.
Chidori
Yeah,
spear.
almost.
Yeah. I know, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Good game.
Break even. Good game.
Yes. If you want to see the next round of our amazing cardistry games, then tune in the next episode.
Well
Definitely.
played, guys. Well played. Mattis has won this fairly and squarely. And yeah, so let's move on from that. Actually, I think it would be fun to go through the other years as well, maybe with another guest. Because if we played against each other, then that wouldn't be any fun at all. Let us know if you want to see the next round, 2020, 2021, and maybe even the years previous. So 2018, 2017, and 2016. I think that would be super fun.
2016, I would be pretty bad at. Like, I think I know who won CCC that
Yeah,
year.
me too.
Except for that, I'm not really sure.
It would be fun. It would be fun. I would like to look at that. Yeah.
CCC
and
was Daniel Lin, right?
You were at the event.
He was second place.
He was second place. Oh no. Okay. See, I would have lost
He
that
was second
one.
place. Yeah, I mean, I was there, so I should probably remember some of those.
Yeah.
I guess. But then we'll have to get another person to be the game master. In any case, we'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah, Zui.
But for now, let's move on to our new segment of the episode. So, Mattis, why don't you? So the ideas that we had is that we obviously always like to share some news with all of you and discuss things, our thoughts, but also update Jarne a little bit, because Jarne hasn't been too active in the community as of late, and so we thought it would be fun to share some of the things that have been going on with Jarne and get his opinion on stuff, right? So Mattis, please pull up the first topic we have.
There are actually quite a lot of things that I have on my list. Like, there might not be too much to say about each of these things, but I have quite some things. There has been some stuff that came out. So first of all, we are recording this March 15th, just if you care about. So if we don't talk about other stuff, it might be because it's not out yet, but out when you listen to the episode.
We can't see into the future.
Unfortunately not.
Not yet,
Unfortunately
no.
not.
Maybe let's start out with Lotus. We just talked about the Echo deck that won Deck of the Year 2019. So let's look at a deck that might win next year, maybe.
Or one of many decks.
Maybe one of many decks.
Matt, can you turn on your screen recording?
My screen recording. I can try, definitely, yes.
That'd be great.
Oh, sorry.
Almost
I wanted to help you with finding the screen
That
recording.
was so close, guys. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
What if I would have seen it, but not in like 2 minutes?
Let's give me some for the thumbnail. Give me some.
Some
Leute, Verzweiflung.
Du sagst Verzweiflung, ich war...
Scheiße.
Perfect. So Lotus in Hand has made a new deck, and not only a new deck, but like a lot of new decks. So this is the first picture that you see, and what do you think is it that they published? Like, what is their idea? Do you already understand it with seeing this one?
Geometry.
Are
these individual decks, or is it like one card is different in each deck?
That's the interesting stuff. If you buy a deck, all 52 cards have the same back design.
Okay.
But if you buy a deck, you can't decide which of these back designs it will be.
Okay, you don't have the free choice.
So all of these exist, and if only a few of each exist. So each of these is one of 25. So in total there are 1,250 decks. And so if you would like to get a specific one, then you have to get very lucky, or you have to buy it on eBay or something.
Trade and yes.
And so as you see, like the back design is the same for all cards.
Yes, okay.
if you buy one.
They actually look kind of like something Nikolai would put out with his new brand. In my opinion, some of these.
Yeah, with the basics, with the original decks, yeah.
Yes.
I actually think that's super interesting. I really like some of those. I mean, obviously not all, but then again, super.
Yeah.
So much, but it's a very fun spin on the mystery deck thing Fontaine started.
Yeah.
Because it's so much variety, it's so little availability for each variation, but then also it's the same probability for each and every one, right? So it's super interesting because on one hand it's way more exclusive than many of the other mystery things, but then on the other hand it kind of also isn't, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't quite decided yet if I like it or not, to be honest. If I say, oh, that's great, or if I say, I don't even mind. But I do think it's interesting. It's something where I like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's a refreshing concept.
Definitely.
What I can't at all wrap my head around is how they are producing that in a way that makes sense financially. Like, who's printing these? And how do they pull off only printing so many different back designs? Like, how many is it? 50?
Yes, 50.
50 different variations, only 25 times. That's crazy.
That's some special connections working there.
Yeah, I guess. I would imagine that would be very expensive too. So, do you have any info about the release already?
already happened. I think if I read it correctly, it was on the 2nd of March.
Oh, what?
It was about the NFT mentioning there in the...
Yeah, they always have some NFT stuff. So here it says, orders of 12 decks or more will come with a custom brick box and a chance to win the variant uncut NFT. So for each deck they ever released, they have one uncut NFT that they give to someone, either through this way or maybe they have also done different ways in the past. But then you also get something. Oh no, the first 12 of these orders will also come with an extra God pack. Pick 9. So wait, let me go to that. So this one, which contains all of the variants. So
what I thought initially.
Yeah. So if you buy a brick and you're fast, which you didn't because it was already, then you would get all of the cards, but only one of each. So that's also nice. You can get that. Yeah, definitely an interesting concept.
Super
Definitely
interesting.
something new. As you said, some mystery pack vibes, but also a solid deck, and all of them are quite similar.
Yeah.
And this was also actually new information for me. So you've
Yeah.
actually prepared something good on the list.
What do you think about it, Jarne? How do you like them?
I didn't even think about the concept before of how they have the mystery aspect in it. Firstly, I just thought about the design and was like, okay, not my type.
Yeah.
But who am I to judge with everything design related recently going on? I just feel like I don't even try to think about it too hardly anymore, because I'm just like, okay, I like the deck, I don't like it, and then I don't even want to go too deep in why do I don't like it, or why do I like this specifically.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't you like any? Or is there one where you say, hey, oh, that looks kind of cool?
Okay, the purple one and pink one in the
one?
middle, yeah, this actually caught my eye. I really like this one.
Let me also wait. I'm going to come over in you guys' frame. I want to choose one too.
Yes.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Nick is here.
Hey. Oh, I want to try. You choose one too, Mattis. You choose one too.
Attention with the picture.
That's easy.
Yeah, there's
The
some.
faces, I really don't like the faces, unfortunately. I think the faces.
I think
also
they're-
the font.
They're nice.
I really don't like the font.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, I don't
Unfortunately.
like the.
This font is weird, yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it's cool with the colors actually.
I know, I don't fancy those.
So we can see all the variants on this ad card, which
Variant
is also cool.
guide.
Is that all?
Yeah, the deck name is Variant. If we haven't mentioned that, by the way.
Yeah, also this ad card is very cool. The
Yes.
variant guide idea, that's very nice. So you choose one and then I will choose.
Oh, they say that they have different variants, different. So maybe it is different chances, or no?
Oh.
Maybe only the colors different chances.
Right.
Maybe
Okay,
that's
interesting.
interesting. It's quite hard
And
to choose one
confusing.
on this one.
But nobody will know which one the one is because nobody can memorize them all.
Ooh, it's special.
This one's pretty cool.
Oh, sorry.
That one, this one up here, with the top left, in the top left hand corner, with the one vertical line. Right, but and this one's also pretty cool.
But all of them consist of 4 squares somehow, so there has to be something we don't really see, I think. Like they generated pictures with 4 squares basically, and then decided on 50 of them.
So I think out of these also.
So they were not manually designed, but actually generated?
That's what I understood from it.
That's actually
yes.
cool.
Yeah, and I feel like,
Jarne likes that because that's very efficient and very.
but I actually
This one's
think-
my favorite, I think, of these displayed here.
Yeah,
All right, I'm gonna go back to my box.
I really like this one.
That one?
That
Yeah,
one
I
is
don't-
quite cool.
I think that.
But it's also a
that
bit.
reminds me of
bit
That's
boring.
also
that
it's
reminds
like
me
a
of
good
the
picture.
square up deck.
and of the Manu Santa 45s.
Right.
Like a mix of those two. Like color wise, square up and.
It also just looks like a display of a color palette. You
Yeah.
go online, search for a color palette, and
Back in my.
but I think actually, like what you just said, it's like it is something new, and the designs sometimes look a bit boring or don't look like too exciting, too crazy. But that's what it is right now. Like there are already so many things on cards. And you can always try to come up with new stuff, and it is easy to do something new that nobody has done before. as we see here, you can easily put out 50 things that have never been put out like this on cards. But if you just release one of these specifically, nobody would be really interested in it.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, might be, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so if you like release every of these 52 individually, it wouldn't be such a hype thing or something. So it basically shows to me also, it is quite easy to put something on cards, but to really put up a new concept might be easier through a way like this, by not only focusing on the design, but also the concept of releasing all of them and you don't know what you get.
Definitely.
So that's quite a nice approach, a nice thing that they did there in general.
Yeah, very interesting. I would be interested to see when they get shipped. I guess probably people haven't received them yet, right? Have you seen anything posted with them? Because I imagine with such a big range, right? With the Fontaines, I mean, it was kind of a similar thing because there were less decks, way less decks sometimes, right? With the I guess the Fever Dreams was only I think 6 or 7 decks, and then it got more and more later on, right? But so it was in theory easier to get those specific ones you wanted because it was less. But then because the quantities did this, right? Like then it might have been kind of as difficult. But over there for those, it seems super unlikely that you're going to get the one that you would want, right?
Yes.
So I think that would be interesting to hear if somebody gets, I guess, I don't know, 4 decks and then is disappointed when they arrive because they only got ones that they don't like, you know? That would be super interesting. So if anyone has bought some of these watching this, feel free to share your opinion in the comments. I would be really interested in that.
They are sold out on the website. And it says printed in Taiwan by Dex Playing Card Company.
Honestly, like this is something I just thought about right now, and I mean not to get too deep into this, but Mattis, man, I mean how cool would it be to have those decks in a goodie bag at an event? That would be, I mean that would kind of be the
Now we're into the planning again.
That would kind of be the perfect deck to put into an event goodie bag. Yeah, you would have some duplicates, that'd be sick. So, Lolos in hand, guys, if you're watching this, feel free to reach out.
For the event was actually like the first thing I thought about when you explained the concept. I was like, damn, you really have to know a lot of people who also bought this deck in order to go around and trade whatever you actually want and not go for listings like someone has put up, oh, I have this variant here and going around socializing with people, everyone looks in the goodie bag. That would actually be good.
Cool. Yeah, super interesting. I really this is something I mean, didn't we already talked a bit about that in the last episode, right?
What
about those decks?
These decks? No, I don't think so.
I think we did actually.
Did we?
I think so.
I'm sorry, guys. If
it's super interesting. I really like that. But I mean, I guess let's move on to another thing. Do you still have?
We can go over to missing maybe. I think last time we talked about their base decks. They are now out. They have been sold.
I think we have not talked about. I think we've talked about the classroom. I don't think we have talked about the base decks.
We have talked about the classroom for sure. There was another classroom, but I didn't attend it, so we won't talk about the next classroom now.
So sorry to the guy in the comments who wanted us to talk more about the classroom. We will do that.
At least we mentioned the classroom
exactly.
in this episode.
We mentioned the classroom, but no more classroom info other than that in this episode.
Okay, so if we didn't mention the base decks, or if somebody didn't listen to the last episode, then I can cover it real quick.
Also, if you have listened to the last episode, feel free to let Mattis and I know if we talked about the base decks in the last
Alberto did a great job last time researching some of the things we weren't sure about, so maybe Alberto, could you go back to the last episode and research about ourselves?
We don't remember, unfortunately.
Delegating workload and tasks to the watchers.
Yeah,
to the
Alberto
audience.
He's a weatherman. He said that himself.
That's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So base decks are 3 different decks that Missing put out for very cheap. It's $8 per deck, and you can get them either in smooth finish or linen finish. So you have both options.
That's pretty crazy.
That's actually really good.
That's pretty crazy to have 3 decks. So they print 6 decks in a solid quantity so that they don't get sold out right away. that's a big investment as well. So props to Missing for doing that.
Definitely.
Show Jarne the designs. Do you have the screen recording still going?
I'm trying to, but actually I don't find it on the website. I know that the first release of these was not a public release, but only a release through the Discord. So maybe the public release actually hasn't happened yet.
I guess then you have to go
Wasn't-
to the Instagram. Right?
While you search, wasn't there also like another release where they had good quality decks where you could also choose some of the attributes, like the finish, and there were like 6 or 8 designs.
From Missing or from...
No, not from Missing. Was it some Dan and Dave stuff, I believe?
That could be possible, yeah. I'm not super. I mean, they haven't
the,
been.
the damn good playing
Yeah,
cards.
the damn good playing cards, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, some those were in the goodie bags at Cardistry Con 25.
Oh, nice. But this is like the whole concept of like having something you like, you can use it daily. It's not that hard on the money, and you could buy it again and even have the choice of finish. It's like really good idea.
That's right.
Something like forever checkerboards, but advanced with
But
choice.
bit better, yeah. Also because more affordable.
You just teased our next topic, by the way. The forever checkerboard. But let's first stick with Missing. So I'm searching for pictures on the Missing Instagram, but there are not really pictures of it. We can start with a new deck they also released. So this is a new data band they released.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to say this looks like Databand.
What do you think
Yes.
about that, Jarne?
I'm not even. I only have like the first or second design in my head right now, but the whole concept of using like data and displaying it in this way, I'm not even entirely sure what they made. But when I first read about the concept, it was like, yeah, I understood it back then, but now I wasn't like active on the Instagram part of the community for like 2 years. But
Right. But you will love that because they say they use an audio waveform thing. So
yes, they like a spectrum
right.
analyzer or something. Yes,
But that would be. I mean, you could probably do that too, right?
The idea when I first read it, I was like, damn, that's so creative, that's so new, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
But also they visually look just really appealing.
Yeah, but that deck specifically, do you like? What do you think about it? Do you like it?
I liked how the back design also transitioned to the faces. The
That's what they
purple
like
and
to
green colors is here on the front again. That looks really cool. But the whole databand concept is really great, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I think the 8 is it Databand 8, the orange one.
I'm not sure with the numbers.
Yeah. Anyways, but the orange one, that is one I really like because personally, unfortunately, I'm not a fan at all of that one. I don't know, for some reason. Yeah, for some reason that doesn't really do it for me. But Mattis, you like it too, right?
I really like it.
That's great.
I actually got one of these, so we can check it
that's
out.
good. And one of the interesting things I think, I don't know if we maybe have touched on that before, but they also dropped the quantity again, right? So instead of 1,250 like the last 2, it's 1,000 units again. Which is interesting.
Yeah, and to shortly cover the base decks, I already said it's $8 playing cards. They're not really photos on the... Oh no, this is the wrong video. They're not really photos of that on the Instagram, so I will like show a video
Show me
shortly.
in motion.
So there are 3 different decks. I think what's really cool about that, this red one has
This is really
jumbo
nice.
faces. So you have the big
Yes.
indexes. Then this black one has normal faces.
This is literally cap logos, but
Exactly.
missing.
That is
Exactly.
true.
But it's also, I understand and completely get if you just want the logo of the brand on the back, and
Yeah.
cap logos just worked, and it's
And-
insanely hard for missing as well. These look good.
This one, as you see, had like flipped faces again, which I really like horizontal faces. And as you said, it is like a simpler version, but that's exactly what they aimed for. It is called the
Yes.
base decks. They are cheaper. They produce more of them probably. So it's not like such a special deck as others. And as you said,
the red
that's
one is
also
my
sometimes-
favorite probably.
Yes, I also got
Yeah.
the red one.
Yours also? Interesting. Yeah, my favorite is the blue-green one.
Yes.
And that's pretty cool.
Nice.
And actually something crazy. Along with that, they also released a new product, which is this card buffer.
I've seen that actually.
You have. That's
But
nice.
not looking at the cards or the releases, but I have seen this one
Yeah.
to go over the edges. Yeah.
and I'm really interested how this one will turn out. Hans also ordered them, so I will see and talk to him and find out how good they are. But for me, it looks like you could just always use this one. But from what Missing said is that you can use this one on a few decks, and then that might not really work again. So Hans already got like multiple of these, and Missing also offered them as like bundles. You could get like 5 of those in like one go or something.
How much is that?
I'm not entirely sure anymore. I can.
And is the purpose of these to make the deck fresh and usable again, or is it just to
I think so.
increase
it also
grip
says
and
smooth with side
texture?
1, buff with side 2. So you have two
Okay,
choices on how you want your deck to feel like. So maybe it's to fresh up. Maybe you also use it like in the beginning to get the deck going. I'm not entirely sure.
Didn't we just yesterday saw an old Jam video of mine, the only
Yes.
one, Maurice rubbing the deck against his
jeans.
pants on his leg to do exactly what this is.
Yeah, that's right.
I still have like the missing 3D printed pink pink chain,
The keychain.
the keychain thing.
Yeah, me too.
on my keys.
Dude, that I still have those in my room. I don't have it in my key right now. Actually, I have on my key the Anyone and Benjamin Edgar keychain. That one turned out really great. Mattis, do you have that too? You didn't get it, right?
No, I didn't get it.
That's so unfortunate. We got everybody who participated in the run should have gotten one in the 5K run from Anyone at Cardistry Con 2023, but unfortunately, Mattis missed out. That was pretty great. But also the missing things. We still have some of those. We can give some out at next event as well.
But I don't think we have many. We gave away a lot in the last event.
I think a couple. I think we still have
Maybe.
a couple, right?
Oh yeah, and another thing Missing did is some trainers. They collaborated with P1 Customs and created some trainers.
Have you guys ever used trainers? You told me that you used
Yeah,
trainers.
I bought
but
5 of the Touch Origin trainers that Chase Duncan did so many years ago.
I've never used trainers.
Well, I did like to use those at points.
I never had really good trainers. My parents got me trainers for a birthday once, but they were really bad. So like I tried to use them for a bit, but like trainers, if you look to the editors, they get like thinner.
Yes.
And those trainers that I had didn't have that, so they were like blocks, and so
Right.
to separate them was actually really hard, and so I couldn't really use them for packet cuts that much. So I also never really used trainers, but when somebody brought trainers to a jam, I always loved to fiddle around with them for a bit and try it out. So I think trainers are really interesting.
I think it's cool to see that Missing really currently develops into these interesting directions, right? To go with the base decks, doing the trainers, which is also kind of niche, and then also this card buff thing, which to be honest, I'm kind of skeptical about. Like, I can't really imagine how that should do something that you can't do with anything else, right? But
I just see in their story the card buffers are coming out in 2 days actually.
Oh yeah, cool.
So the other release I was talking about was the Discord pre-release.
Yeah, but so no questions asked. It's definitely cool to see that they are trying to. This reminds me, to be honest, a bit about Cardistry Touch, right? I think Cardistry Touch in the past has been the brand that has kind of pushed the envelope like that, right? Trying out new things with their Cardistry quotation system they had and stuff like that, right? And to see that Missing is coming out with a product that's more about enhancing Cardistry is super interesting. So, guys, one of the things I wanted to point out is that actually last night, Mattis, Jarne, and we've been watching some of our old videos, some of the old XP videos, some of the old jam videos from Class Klee. If you guys
Shout out
to Class Klee, if you guys type in Hamburg Cardistry Jam or something like that, then we'll find a bunch of videos from Class Klee. I think about 2 or 3, and you also can find an epos of a video by Jarne Albrecht, which is this guy over there. And so the fun thing about that is that was probably not the first time we met, Jarne, right? I mean, you guys definitely knew each other before.
This was like the second or third time
Probably,
we've
yeah.
met, Nick. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, as it always happens, I mean, how long ago was it? 7 years?
No, not that much.
We're not that long into cardistry even.
No,
Like,
well,
it was in the end of 2019.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not that long ago. So 4 or 5
We
years.
met first in like 18 or something.
yeah, I think so. And I got Jarne into the group
Jarne?
chat.
Jarne.
I got Jarne.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. So, but the thing is, what I wanted to say is that as the more time that passes, right? We don't really. I mean, we do have these memories, and then there's also pictures that we took,
Yeah.
right? So we can kind of go back and understand how it happened. But these videos, and that is so interesting to me now, which back in the day were usually just simple little like filming around, having fun with
Yeah.
it, right? I mean, the great thing is that is actually like quite a long video with great moments, and you've spent quite a bit of time editing it, right? But still looking back, like in the moment, it's just like, well, film a little video, right?
Yeah.
But looking back now,
It was just point and shoot. I didn't even think about
Yeah, you didn't
how
plan
we put
anything.
everything together. I didn't even know how to use my camera properly, and
yeah, but it's so great because looking back now, in my mind, that will always be kind of the first memory
Yes.
I will remember forever because the video is there, right?
Yeah.
So first up, maybe I will play a couple clips down in the corner. Let me see about that. But you can definitely find a link to this video specifically in the description down below. Definitely check that out. It's super fun to see some of the familiar faces. I'm in there. Mattis and Jarne obviously are in there. Jan Niklas is in there. If you guys can
yes.
spot Jan Niklas, guys, send me a screenshot. By the way, to all of the people
Oh,
from the
yes.
last episode who have sent a screenshot of me in the 2016 Cardistry Con photo to Mattis, you guys didn't get the rules. So please go back and listen again and understand what you have to do.
There have
to
been
get the
multiple
prize.
people, multiple pictures have been sent to me.
Who've gotten the right thing but didn't fulfill. You should have sent it to me. Nobody has sent me a photo of myself. I'm so sad. But anyways, if you guys see Jan Niklas, I mean, Jan Niklas, you cannot take part in this because you obviously know who you are. But I think it would be super fun if some of the people, if for example Christian, you're watching this, then check their videos and see if you can find Jan Niklas. I think that would be super fun because he looks so different. He was so young back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a great memory. And so we thought,
Maybe we should actually make a playlist with all of these jam videos on the Cardistry Experience channel. so
definitely,
that
yeah, we
people
can put a
find
link.
them.
Link to that also in here.
Yeah.
Cardistry Experience, the origins,
The OGs,
Oh, yes.
exactly. The beginning.
the beginnings.
Yeah, and so the idea was that because that has been such an integral part of our culture, of our personal history, right? And of course, also even going further, Jarne has basically contributed to every single video Mattis has ever done, solo video wise, but also they did a bunch of duo videos, for example, one for Komorebi specifically, where we just wanted to talk a little bit about that. So, yeah, Mattis, why don't you maybe pick one, a specific video? We can kind of get a bit of a behind the scenes view.
Yeah.
How the magic is happening.
Yeah,
Let's start talking about Brand Vacation, right? That was the first
Yes.
one we ever did together.
Chronologically walking through, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's still such a special thing for me. This video is still, like, it's still my profile picture on Instagram is the picture from Brand Vacation.
right.
And that's years ago now, but it's still such a special thing. So how did it start? You can tell us, like, how did the idea start? When did we start talking? How long did everything take before actually filming the video?
I think it was actually like the second or third time I even was at where you lived at that point. At this point,
Were you there before? I'm not even sure.
but not that often. And then we were just like, okay, we want to film the video. Mattis just wanted to go like all on with a real solo video in this time, and we got the location. What was it called? Point.
Point Wilhelmshaven.
Yes.
Jugendzentrum Point. Something like that.
So like a youth meetup center,
Yeah.
was like the filming location for everything of it. Like we were
Yes.
also in the
All of it.
stairways. And how did it even happen? It's so long ago.
And that's crazy because for me, the story starts way earlier. For me, the story starts at least half a year before we're actually shooting. Because I collected some moves. As you said, I did some videos before that. Please don't search them up. I was bad. But everybody was. So you can also
If you
search it
find
up.
them, you should send Mattis a screenshot.
I think they are just on my YouTube channel. It's not that hard to find.
Orbit Boy.
Orbit Boy and Uncut Cutting.
That's pretty smart.
You didn't even know that?
I
Wow.
have never seen that, I think.
Wow. Maybe we should film reactions. And I'm just
Definitely.
cringing away.
Definitely. Jan and I do that.
I remember that Birger Carlson did some live streaming stuff at some point, and at the time he reacted to Uncut Cutting. but no,
And he was like, man, this is so trash.
no, it got worse. He stopped reacting after half of the video.
And Mattis was crying. And that was the point where he started planning Brain Vacation.
So yeah,
As his
I
great
decided
revenge.
I should do something else. No, I collected some moves. I wanted to do a solo video. A lot of people do solo videos in cardistry, so that was always something I looked up to and wanted to do. And I'm not quite clear, but I think it was always clear that I want to film it with you.
Yes.
Like we talked a lot on WhatsApp, and in that time we spoke to each other a lot about cardistry, about just personal stuff, whatever.
You were my main entry point into the whole real life cardistry social community.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah. We texted on Instagram, and I got you into the group chat.
Yes.
And then you came to your first jam. So yeah, that's how we even met. And then we stayed in contact like a lot. And we're good friends. Or are still good friends, I guess.
Well,
but,
now you're only business partners anymore.
No, business partners since we did the videos. No, but that's like how it started. And then I wanted to do the video a few months before we actually did it, but then we couldn't find a date that worked out. Then I guess COVID came around, so we postponed it quite often, and I really lost motivation. Like that was the time when I didn't do much cardistry because I always practiced moves and wanted to practice even more, and so I didn't want to waste time with just doing something in cardistry. I wanted to practice my moves, but also the deadline, the line for filming the video got pushed further and further. So I think we ended up filming in April 2021, I guess.
I have no idea. I've lost completely sense of time.
Crazy.
I think
And
it was
memories
It has to
of
be.
this age.
It has to be April 2021 because October 2021 was the event, and that's where we screened our video together.
Yes, okay, yeah.
It was
I
not-
didn't even know
not
that was so
2020.
close together. That's crazy.
That's
Yeah, but in this time we actually pushed like a lot of videos back to back.
Yeah.
We Mattis and I even had this joke that like every time we meet up in person, there has to be a video film. There has to be something next, another big project,
Something,
a
yeah.
duo video, another solo video, and
pretty cool.
around this time it was actually true.
But I think actually just to cut in there real quick to go back to the thing we were talking about earlier, right? The jam video. There's just this. It's the only jam video you did,
Yes, this
right?
only
And it's
one.
such a great, crazy memory, right? Which is so great. And I really think, I mean, that's one of the things always where you think, oh man, I wish we just had a little bit more memories of these, right? But the cool thing for you guys is that you have made really so many videos, right?
Yeah.
Like you can really track the development
It
there.
would be so great to have some like behind the scenes videos of these videos that
Right.
we filmed. Like something like that would be amazing. But yeah, we have videos that we made and that we can look back to, and that's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, we had to postpone it. COVID came around, but then COVID in the end actually helped us because that's why nobody else was allowed to go
Was
to
at
the
the
youth
location.
center.
Yes.
So that's why we had the full location for ourselves, which was great for filming. So then we filmed the video. It was the first time we really filmed such a big thing together, so we didn't really know how to do it. You brought your camera. I didn't have a camera at the time.
Yes.
We went to that place. We had it for 2 days. We were allowed to film there in 2 different days. And on the first day, we talked to them. They even posted Instagram posts about us filming the video there. It was something special for them
yes,
too.
yes.
And I remember on the second day, that person that we were there with brought some lights and like a green screen and stuff like that. And like they said, oh yeah, we found that, we had it somewhere. And so on the first day we didn't care about light. It was just like, yeah, okay, we have some light in the ceiling, we'll be fine.
I guess.
And then on the second day they had lights like these ones.
Actually has soft boxes and everything.
Yeah, like
Crazy.
actual lights. And when I look back at the video, I really spot the difference. It's
Yes.
like which moves are filmed day 2, which ones are filmed day 1.
The clips with external light sources, artificial external light sources, were just way much better. Yes.
Yeah. And so it's like not in order. So sometimes you have better light and sometimes you have worse light. It's not like a super big difference. So if you don't watch out for it, it won't really disturb you too much, I hope. But like if I look for it, I can easily spot it. So go ahead and watch the video again if you liked and figure out these small details. But those are like fun things to think about, I feel like.
Yeah.
If you don't know how the
watching at this afterwards, this was like one of the key takeaways I learned from this, like how important external light sources are.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've got much more professional and like also working as a team. I figured out how to really record Cardistry at this time. And Mattis always said when he recorded with a friend of his who is not a cardist, who is not into cardistry himself, that filming cardistry and just being into cameras and film is like something completely different. You have to have
definitely
the eye for it, and the more projects we actually did together, the further we advanced in like technical camera aspects,
Right.
but also in like how we're working together as a team, how I film his moves, how we communicate during filming.
Yeah. Sure.
And this is something we have learned a lot over the years actually.
Yeah.
And this would actually be something I would like to talk about for people who aren't into this stuff, who don't have the cardistry filming experience actually.
Dude, I think that's so important. I think it's so interesting because just the other night we were watching the secret video Zeno did, right?
Yeah.
And I think that also one of the things where it definitely shows, like Zeno is for me like the person.
He's an insane videographer.
He's the craziest cinematographer that I know personally, right?
Yeah.
So, and so crazy. And the thing he did, I mean, which will be out eventually, right? Was so insane. It's so cool and it's so great. And I think that really also adds on. It gets even better because of the fact that he has a bit of an outsider's perspective. But then the thing is that he could never film cardistry just like a cardist can.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that really is a point. I mean, I do also think that applies to everything else too. Like if you're a skier, right? Like then it will be easier for you to film something ski related. If you are a skater, right? Like it will never be, if you are a part of the community, then you just have a different appreciation for it and a different view. And also a very important point that you mentioned is for everyone who wants to get into and do more, film their first solo video maybe, to, if possible, try and find a person that they really can do together with, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you did that. You did videos, duo videos as well. Jarne, you filmed a bunch of Mattis' solo videos, and so you did have that collaboration, but it's still something where it went both ways, right? And I think that is the best way. I mean, it's kind of a similar thing. We didn't really do a bunch of like solo videos, but with the video creation, Mattis, you and I are doing for XP.
Yeah.
With the jam videos or the tour video, all that stuff, right? Where we kind of work together on that. And I think finding people that you can really gather experience with, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
Growing together.
Yeah,
in this
exactly.
actually,
Yeah.
and bouncing off of each other's maybe even habits and small errors and correcting each other in like, oh, we have to film this in this order, or did you set the camera settings correctly so we can continue and everything like this.
Yeah.
And also, like, talking about the duo videos, we can also talk about how much worse I am at filming you than you are at filming me. Like, I remember us having so much discussion doing filming Prestige.
Prestige, yes.
Like, that you told me that the move is not centered. Like,
Yes,
I didn't notice that. I was like, okay, the move's in frame. I think the shot was pretty good. And then you're like, this is too far to the left. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I guess I can try again. Then we have
Man's
the same
like,
problem.
It's all right.
But I just told Mattis, okay, stay in the spot where I would stand and do something, and then I would like manually type in all the camera settings, and then
Yeah.
we would rewatch the footage while we actually filmed,
Yeah.
and then I would tell him, okay, just move the center of the move something and go back a bit, or
Yeah,
something
so
like
that's
this.
something like we did so much together, but still I'm not really good at doing the filming myself, and I'm not an expert at that. And when we do the duo video, it works out. Like I can do some filming, but for the camera settings and that stuff, it will still always be you, because
Also, like
you're so much better at that.
introductory shots and
Yes, all of
shots
that
of the
was
location,
made by you.
and But I've also like really, I was into cinematography as long as I can remember, but I've also really watched into the details and how anyone, Fontaine, all these big guys actually framed their videos.
Yeah.
And I was just so fascinated when lately I've been on Instagram and Tobias showed the lenses and camera he've used. He actually wanted to sell it. He used to film every Anyone video there ever is. And he actually wanted to sell that exact camera.
And guys,
I knew that camera.
Yeah.
And I've worked with this camera before, and I was like, damn, this is what created the Anyone look, and it's crazy.
Wasn't it the Sony? I mean, in London he had a Sony one. Which one? Which camera was it? I didn't see that.
Wait,
Because I think he
I
had
thought
the.
I had as
I think
well.
in London he had the. Do you know?
I have a screenshot of it.
Show me. I want to see that. Lumix. Interesting.
Yes,
GHS.
Lumix. Yes, okay. Yes.
Because I think in London he had the new. Have you seen the Sony? I think the EX, the new full frame body they have, which is super small. To show that to you, it's a sick camera. Super cheap as well.
Yeah, and guys, you don't realize like how invested Jarne was in all of this stuff with all the videos. Like seriously, he texted me and said like, "Oh, I figured something out. If you like film a video in full HD, but then export it with a bit better quality, then YouTube
with a higher resolution.
Yes, then YouTube will use a different codec.
Yes.
And so the video will turn out differently on YouTube. And those Cardistry videos who did this turned out better than these who didn't.
Yeah.
So he looked into
The statistics of YouTube you can enable.
like, what the fuck?
And the codec for every Anyone video that wasn't 4K was different, and this had a better look.
Crazy.
And so
At this time, we almost exported, even if we didn't record in 4K, we exported higher and looked into everything. Yeah.
Crazy.
yeah, and like that's that, like he really figured so much out and did so much like research on these things just to see how we can improve our quality, how we can improve like even small details. So he was really invested in that and really paid a lot of attention. So that was really crazy for me to hear, because I didn't understand shit. Like I still don't really know what that exactly does, but I just trusted you. And when I uploaded my videos, I made sure to listen to your things, and it would work out.
The whole post-production thing always was like, when we had all the moves ready and we filmed everything, that's like when some of the actual work just started for me. Because
and it was also so differently for each of the videos that we made.
Yes, we've actually kind of some of this stuff I've cut and edited everything for you, and then sometimes we both cut and edited something, and sometimes you did the final thing. And
how was it for Brain Vacation? I think we started editing at my place when you were still there, but just a tiny bit. And did I do the whole editing?
I remember about the intro of Brain Vacation, where like the sound design stuff. I didn't know shit about sound design at that stage.
We just put a lot of effects in there and a lot of traffic noise and as much noise as we could.
We did this stuff together, and then you took over. But I just wanted to mention like when we did Kukurbita, which was actually filmed where I live. I did
which
all
is
of
the final of the CDC, and
yes.
it has a proper like storyline and stuff. So that one was also quite different from other videos.
This was like a short movie actually, and I've composed and produced all of the music for it myself. I was really into this whole vintage horror musically, the vintage horror genre at this point.
And we didn't have much time for that. It was the final for CDC, so there was a deadline. And you still came up with all of that and created all of that stuff. So that was actually crazy.
I believe you've cut this, and we going around in a lot of iterations, and even like on set with some of the transitions I planned out. I filmed this, and then later on I've told you when you were home, edit it this way, and I've sent you like a tutorial for this specific cut we did at the bus stop, where I was like going around and the pole, you've cut it out and transitioned. And
we like I edited some stuff, then I exported it, sent it to you, and like at some point the video was fixed, and when I wanted to edit something, I wasn't able to make a clip longer or shorter because you were working on the sound at the same time, and it exactly had the same length, so they had to fit together at all times, but I still had to do some things in editing, and so that it went like back and forth. And I also remember like I exported it, and then we noticed, oh, something is still not missing, or like I remember the ringtone when I am at the bus stop was so silent for a while.
Yes,
and then we sent it back and forth like 4 times, trying to like figure out what the right volume of that is. And like, that was, and like the night before I had to submit it, like it was so much work still at the last minute. So that was crazy. And you were in your study. Like I had time at that point. I was free, but you were in your study and still committed so hard to that video.
I've actually made all of the music for this in like one day.
Yeah.
1 day of like 18 hours working on this, and then I was kind of satisfied with everything ready, but this was really a tight deadline for this project.
Yeah.
And but it worked out. And
it worked out, and we fucking won this thing.
It did not only work out, but
we fucking won this thing, and YouTube featured us on their homepage. So that's everything we wanted from this.
Crazy. Yeah, what I think also is really, I mean, first of all, fucking great job. Obviously, amazing video. And I think what I think is really inspiring about that is that obviously that entire process has been so much more difficult because you being in separate locations, right?
Yes.
But so I just want to point that out for everybody who's listening, because I also didn't really know about how you did, like, I guess, didn't really think about how that was edited. But this iterative work and having it fit together and sending it right back and forth a lot of times, which sounds super annoying. And
it was such a big file, because I think we filmed that one in 4K, right?
Yeah, this is full 4K, yes.
And it is a long video. It's longer than everything else. So it was always a big file when we send it back and forth.
Yeah, and I think for some people, maybe in Cardistry it might be frustrating, especially starting out and not knowing so many people, to think this, man, all these other guys, something I always thought, oh man, I was so jealous of the people who had other Cardistry live close by to them, right?
Yeah.
To film stuff and all of that. But just to illustrate how it is still possible to make amazing work, even if you're doing it almost entirely remotely. I mean, obviously you film together, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing, to everybody who's watching, there's really nothing standing in your way to connect with other people and just figure it out,
And that's also something, like I recently just talked to somebody new who was listening to our podcast or knowing something about the event, and people, like, I had that a lot of times already. People always think I live in Hamburg.
Yeah.
People, like, nowadays, maybe some people, like, also hear that I moved to the Netherlands, but people assume I am from Hamburg. Also Marvin. I talked to Marvin. He also said, like, oh, did you live in Hamburg forever, or did you move there? And I'm like, I never lived in Hamburg. Like, my grandparents lived right there, but I don't live in Hamburg. I always went there for the jams. That's why I'm in all of these jam videos. And I went there for our events, but all the event preparation is going on online. That's also something not everybody knows.
Exactly.
But it has been forever. Like, I'm in the Netherlands, but also when I lived back at my parents' house, that was also quite far away from Hamburg. So we always did everything on video calls.
Right. Actually, Mattis moving to another country changed not a single thing in the way we worked.
Yeah.
Because everything just stayed exactly the same. Nothing
Even
changed.
the bad internet connection.
Exactly, the internet is just as bad here as it was in Wilhelmshaven, which is pretty crazy. Actually, sometimes a bit worse if you think about it, because I can never call him on my phone when the internet does not work. No, but yeah, that's actually a pretty good point. That there really is. I mean, no excuses. Also, you know, I just think that's important to not see it as much as a drawback.
Yeah.
That it might be that there's no cardist living close by to you, because cardistry, and that's the cool thing about it. It's so niche. It's so specific, so unusual, so few people in total that are doing it.
And I've really learned to appreciate that, especially with my Interrail tour.
Yeah.
Like meeting people, and I could just contact somebody saying, "Oh, I'm in your city in 2 days. Do you have time?" And people will fucking love it, because that never happens. That a cardist is coming to your town and texts you. Like if you live in a big city, which I went to most of the time to big cities, then cardist might be there sometime, but it's still not usual. Yeah. So this was so rare for other people, and for me to get to meet so many people. So that was something so cool.
Right.
Like, yeah,
This is just something about the community.
yeah,
Even if it is like in person, I'm at your city right now traveling, but also online,
Yeah.
I believe you will always find someone who's motivated and even excited to do some work. Even if it's like, okay, can you, you maybe know this person, can you like review my video, or what do you think about how did I edit this, or would you arrange the order of the moves? What about the flow of the video like this? I mean, there's always people who would. Yeah, I was like this in the beginning stages of getting into cardistry myself. I was just really eager and motivated to learn about anything new and to participate in something and creating something.
Yeah.
This is like something that is fundamentally connected with like the art form of cardistry.
Definitely.
So like whether it's in person or online, you could actually make this work in any type of way with a motivated person.
yeah.
Definitely.
And
That is a
you just
great-
mentioned so many things that we could go so much more in detail, like about videos, like what order to put the moves in, what things to choose when you do a video. There's like so many things we learned over the years.
Guys, do you know what I would like to see? I would like to see you guys pick. Maybe we can actually film that here. But if we don't have that in the future, have you guys pick 1 or 2 videos that you did and go through them and react and just give
Yes,
context?
let's do that. Let's film that like tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
even-
guys, you can
That would actually be really
be excited
cool.
for that, because that will be something where they, especially, I mean, you can choose, but stuff like Cucurbita or the very difficult, right? The
Yes.
very high value production, that would be super interesting, because I
Yeah.
think you could talk probably for another hour just in there, right?
Only about
Easily.
the editing and choices made in Kokubita,
Yeah.
I could go on about this forever.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
let's get that. That would be so interesting. I think that will be super specific, but some people I think will love that. So, guys, if you want to see that, once that's out, we will link it in the wherever the fuck, and
Yeah.
you can watch that.
Dab with the right arm. Up there.
That works.
Yes.
All right,
There's
that's the
info
first
box.
time. By the way, that's the first time I've ever done that. I've never been tricked to do this before, and now I've just done it on fucking camera. Which is,
and it's sad that Nick is editing, and now you don't even see this, guys.
I will kill you if you put this in a thumbnail.
But I've also done it. You can put us next to each other.
But
You have done it too. Right, that's true.
I have done this face, and I'm like, what are you guys doing there?
That's a great Eselsbrücke.
No,
actually,
but
though.
Jarne won't be in the thumbnail because he's blurred and it says special guest or something.
right.
I already thought about it.
And I'm crying, and you are shocked.
Special guest? What?
Hey, all right. So the thing is, I think there's a bunch of stuff that we were thinking in the beginning that we could still get into, like Fontaine releasing the Fever Dreams again.
Stocking, yeah.
Our own stuff, addressing stuff that happened in the last episode.
Yeah.
A bunch of things, but I think we might as well just save them for the next one, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
we
think
have-
so. And it's a great idea to do some like reaction to our own videos and to get more in detail, because like there is a lot we can talk about it.
Yeah,
and
you guys can do a little masterclass, teach people about
yeah,
Red
yeah.
Chance
And I always
info.
wanted to see something like that. When we started out, it was like how can we figure out how to do this? But there wasn't any resources. So that's why you took the researching stuff and try to look as much up as possible. I also looked at like how many people, or how many moves do people include in their videos? Is it okay to also include old moves in there, or do everything like all of these things? Nobody told me how it works,
Right.
And we all
It was just
figured it out.
observation.
Yes.
Yes.
And maybe to give like the biggest thing away here already, and then if you want to hear a lot more about that, you can check out the other videos. But the biggest thing is just do it. Like there is no right way. There are certain ways that might feel better, that might fit better to some style, but just do videos and it will turn out. Like
You will just learn from it. You will get
Yes,
better over
yes.
time. You will figure out what you like in the videos,
Yes.
how you would change videos in the future.
do mistakes and then you won't make them again. Like we learned so much just from the work that we did ourselves. So that's the biggest aspect of all of this. And if you want to hear some more thoughts, like how and why we decided certain things, then I think it's cool to do some more videos on that. But just keep doing your videos and use some light.
Where should they click, Mattis?
They should click in their upper in this corner, I think.
Do it. You all
think
did.
they-
Do it.
I think they should click in this corner.
All right.
Clip it,
I
clip
think
it, clip
that's enough heat for a single podcast episode. Guys, it has been amazing. Jarne, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, it was a pleasure. I would love to come back. I've really
That's-
actually gotten warm with this.
Yeah, in the
Thank you,
beginning,
Mattis.
Jarne wasn't too excited about doing this podcast, but
Yes.
as you guys know, there's not a choice. When working with Mattis and I, there's just decisions, right? And we decide that
So-
Jarne is going to be in here,
Yes.
which is why he was in here. And it's even greater to hear that you did like it a little bit, at least.
Yes.
And so, if you are wondering what we are going to do now, actually, we are going to all cuddle up in the Vito in a very small car.
And if you want to see
Or watch
clips
a
of
movie.
that, then subscribe to
Check out Mattis's private Instagram account because there hasn't been a post for a long time. But
Oh, maybe we should do one.
Yeah, maybe there will be one tonight. Anyways, Jarne, thank you for joining in. Mattis, this has been a pleasure.
Yes.
I really hope to see all of you tune in to the next episode of Cardistry Experience Podcast.
Very nice words.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Doei.